Good morning. Welcome back to an edition of Gary's Movie Emporium. But I want to get something off my chest about humanity in general. Um, I'm a little sick and tired of the way the country's heading. Uh, this COVID has made people miserable. My neighborhood is falling apart at the seams. I took my dog out to the bathroom, which I normally do, without a leash, and she normally stays in the yard. But occasionally, if she sees somebody across the road, she'll run over to him. She's not in attack mode like this jerk across the road thinks. Not in attack mode. He's petted her several times, and he knows exactly what she's gonna do. She's gonna run up to him and bark at him and like wag her tail and get all excited because she wants him to pet her. And he was cleaning a couple steps off of someone else's, porch, and it wasn't his business to be doing that anyway. He just does it to kiss butt with the people in the neighborhood. Um, he's out there cleaning the old lady's porch off, and she's well off. She could afford to get someone else to do her porch, and I don't know if he is mad because he had to do all this shoveling and stuff. And it's like, we live in New York. What do you expect? You're going to get snow in the winter. Well, he's cleaning off the third step, going down the steps. And my dog comes up to him and starts barking at him a little bit. Doesn't dart at him or pull on his pant leg or do anything, that I wouldn't want her to do. She goes up to him, kind of crawls up to him and barks at him. And he kind of goes, "Get out of here, get out of here." And he was not close to her with the shovel the first time. But he did it again the second time with snow on it. And she had to back up or she would have got snow all over her. And I saw that and I was like, man, I don't know what your problem is, but I don't know if this is the way the world's going to be with this COVID business. But it just seems like everybody has no respect. Nobody has no dignity. We're all turning into uncivilized human beings. I mean, what he did was cruelty to animals. I don't care if he didn't connect. I don't care if he didn't actually slap her. But what he did was borderline animal cruelty. And this problem is going on way too much in this country. And our officials need to start stepping up and making laws against people like this. And you know what makes it worse about this? Is that this very guy used to be a private investigator. And then when I made a comment about him doing that, I go, don't ever do that to my dog. Don't ever do that to my dog. Because if you do, there's going to be a problem. He goes, excuse me? I go, just don't ever do that to my dog. I go, I ought to kick your ass right now for doing that. And if I didn't think he'd have me arrested, I would have went over there and I would have pulverized him. Nobody messes with my animals. My animals are well-minded. It was one of those mornings where she ran across the road just because of some guy that wanted to be a jerk. And he turns it around on me like says I'm a mean man. Well, you know what? I have to be mean in my neighborhood. Because if I don't, kids in my neighborhood are on my front lawn. Kids on the street throw shit on my lawn. I have to be rough. I have to be jaded. I have to be mean. I have to be. I have to be this way every day of my life. It makes we're on the cusp of moving. We are so sick and tired of city life. If anybody knows a good vacation spot or anything out there that watches my videos, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's too much my property. Oh, you get too far. I was even told that I stick my nose in. Well, you know what? I have to stick my nose in when it comes to my front porch. I have to stick up for my rights. It's like people don't. They get their rights, but anyone else around them has to just either put up with it or deal with it. And I'm not gonna. I'm much like the Republican Party right now. I'm not gonna roll over and play dead because I think there's something going on with the election. I'm sorry. There's something going on with the election. The proof's in the pudding. You've having all these people come forward and saying stuff about this. Our country is falling apart. People need to start stepping up for America, or we're gonna don't be surprised if China takes us over someday, because the American people are not on the same page. We're doing our own thing. We're not standing together as a people. And it's little things like this is what I'm talking about. He knew my dog runs over there to him, and it only happens like once in a great while. And if he wouldn't be out early in the morning, being this good citizen, he wouldn't even have gotten barked at. So, it's kind of his own fault. And, with recent events, with everything with the Dollar Tree trading and stuff, I had this person throwing a fit over something. Oh, I'm ripping him off. Well, you know what? Goodbye to you. I'll even say his name. Goodbye, James. Goodbye to you. Don't want nothing to do with you. You've been nothing but disrespectful. You've made fun of when I write your address when I send stuff to you. You do little mean snide remarks that you wouldn't say to my face if I was here, if you were here. I guarantee you. If you did, you'd be on the floor. I'm very mad this morning. I'm very hurt as a citizen that we have people in this country that are supposed to be fellow Americans and we're not. We're divided. Proofs in the election. We're divided. You're either Biden or you're either Trump. And if you're either or, especially if you're Trump, you get labeled a hater, a racist, all kinds of stuff. And this needs to stop. This is a presidency we're talking about. We shouldn't let politics get that deep in our souls that we need to take over. It needs to take over our attitude, our way of thinking, our superiority. We're a young country. And, maybe it was better that England kept us rather than. I think I'd almost rather be in prison. You're in prison now. You got all these freedoms in America. If you're rich, if you're on the right side of the fence, if you are on the welfare system and you don't want to work for a living, those are the people they take care of in this country. And people on retirement think they own the city street as well. Those are the type of people I don't want nothing to do with. I know it sounds like a hate speech. It's not. It's me getting stuff off my chest. I've gone through 2 bad days in a row. First, it was this Dollar Tree trade that went sour just because I wanted to trade a steelbook for 2 seasons of Lost. 2 seasons that this person paid $4 for. And a steelbook is by far worth more than those 2 seasons of Lost. That's another reason why I'm mad. I had a really good friend that I traded with. Oh, well, maybe we ought to not trade anymore. Why? Because I told you could get this on Mercari or eBay for more. You could get your money back. You could buy, then you could go to the dollar store and buy as many of the steel books as, I traveled a good deal for that. Let's see, what else is it? Oh, yeah, and I had to go in the back. I had to ask to get this stuff, and then you're throwing a fit about what you had to spend. I spend probably 10 times as much money on gas as this person to go to the places I go, and I still get less than what he does because he has the better Dollar Tree system. I'm just fed up this morning, and I'm sorry if it comes off like I'm really mad and ticked off. It's because I am. I'm tired of this. I shouldn't have to deal with this on a daily basis. I watch a baby 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and it gets very stressful when I got to deal with outdoors on top of dealing with hurt Dollar Tree trading people. I'm very fair. And I'm sorry, if you don't think a steelbook that's valued at $20 isn't the value of 2 $4 loss sets, then your mathematics upstairs doesn't make any sense. And I'm sorry, James, you were hurt by it. I'm sorry it ticked you off. But you know what? I'll survive. A lot of the stuff you get me, I could get from somewhere else. I don't need to. I'd rather pay a little more and maybe not even trade at all than to deal with your crap. I'd rather not even deal with your kind of person. Because like I said, you've made snide remarks. You've belittled me in ways that I don't like the comment about the way my writing is, when your writing looks like it's about second grade writing. So don't be judging other people. I don't know if you're one of these uppity people from Pennsylvania. I don't know what your problem is, but you need to get over yourself and you need to move on. Oh, and you unsubscribe from me, and as I subscribe to you from you because you started all this. You always want something a little bit better, like that stupid rule you make about, oh, I'll sell you if you don't trade with this guy, he charges you per disc instead of just giving them to you for a couple of bucks or whatever, or maybe up the ante a little bit and charge you for like two. He charges you like for $3 for 3 disc set when he paid $1. I don't do that. It's a movie for a movie, and I admit I might have got a little overwhelmed with your Positively Records thing you have going on. I might admit that I probably started picking too many, but there were movies that I wanted. But I don't care if I don't get them anymore, because if I have to deal with that, it's worth not dealing with you on anything. And I don't care. You can badmouth me on your channel, do whatever you want. I'm just tired of everybody getting so butthurt when you call them out on their shit. I'm tired of it. And I'm on to bigger and better things. I need to do movies. I actually go through movies. I actually talk about the movies. My views say that people like what I'm doing. Because if they don't, they wouldn't be watching my channel. And like I said, this is not meant to be making anybody mad. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying events in my life the last couple of days have been overwhelmingly bad. And I'm tired of all the negative piled onto me day after day. It gets sickening. But next, we need to get going on these movies. And I'm sorry about the rant, but if I don't break out what I feel about what things are going on out there in these behind the scenes riffs, I'm not going to do the best that I can with these movies. And I love physical media, and I'd do anything for it. And that's why I continue to keep this love going, and I don't need this dramatic politics bullshit. I need to focus on this channel. I need to get stuff off my chest. And that's another thing. When I'd make rants into my past videos occasionally, I'd get commented about that, and it's like, well, you know, you don't live my life. You don't even have a kid, let alone what I do. I have 3 kids. One of them's gone and out of the house. I did my job there. We got a second one. She's nearly gone and out of the house. I did my job there. Now I got a baby that I have to take care of. I'm 50 years old. We had this baby late in life. And now I have to take care of him like I did my other 2. So if I'm a little bitter or maybe a little bit more edgier when you talk to me, it's because I got a lot of stuff on my plate. And this neighborhood does not make me any better. And I don't want people to think this is a hate speech or hating on anybody. It's just guys to get off my chest, because if I don't, I'm not going to get through these very well. And I'm going to be in a very bad place, and I don't want to be that way. Because it's already bad enough. I'm on a bit of an anxiety medicine right now due to COVID. Hearing all the COVID business every day, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not going to, and that's how I deal with it, anxiety medicine. And some days that doesn't even help. So, on to movies here. First up is BBC Doctor Who, Series 8, Part 1. And like I said, I apologize for the rant, or whatever you want to call it, little tiff I just did. But this is a 2-disc set. I opened it. I wanted to make sure it wasn't loose. There's no sense of really reading this to anybody because it's like Series 8, Part 1. I mean, so much has happened before all of this, but this is a BBC America title here. It's from 2016, almost over 310 minutes here. Says the audio and subtitles may vary. This is based on the 1963 Doctor Who, according to the back here. So, if you watched it back in '63 and you're old enough to, and you watch my channel, or watch my videos on my channel, and you were around to remember the first Doctor Who back in '63, my hat's off to you. But that's that. That's first movie there, and then next up, Christopher Plummer, Rachel Lefevre, Dustin Milligan, Tim Rosen, and Genevieve Behold. The Legend of Cirilla, Discover the Wonder, Follow the Magic. A lot of animated stuff on this haul this time around, which is good because, you know, it doesn't hurt to have it, especially having a 2-year-old. It's from 2014. Limited special features on here. Does come with a downloadable activity kit as well. So that's The Legend of Cirilla. 3 youths must face overwhelming obstacles and brave numerous dangers to save their community from starvation in their search for a legendary land. So basically, it kind of has that vibe to it, kind of like an Ice Age mixed with Brother Bear, in a sense, if you will. Except this is more like up in the polar ice caps or whatever, as opposed to, I think Brother Bear was more like in a, you know, like out in like a forest or woods or whatever. But this is more like in a, I don't know, like a Antarctica or Arctic, you know, the Arctic or whatever. But I've seen this. I was really impressed with this for, you know, not knowing much about it. But like I said, that's The Legend of Cirilla. And I don't know if there was a year. It says 2014 if I didn't say. And then next up, I got a DC Universe original movie, Teen Titans: The Judas Contract here. This is PG-13 and it's from 2017. Special features include a sneak peek at DC's next animated movie, Batman and Harley Quinn. Language and subtitles, English, French, and Spanish. Main feature, bonus material, a trailer, may not be subtitled. Love the cover here. I like the Teen Titans quite a bit for DC. I even like the animated one as well. It's funny. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's on Cartoon Network, usually early in the morning. But that's Teen Titans, The Judas Contract. And then I got another one here. I'll Take Your Dead. I did see this too. Very, very interesting horror film. Like, takes place, I think, in like a homegrown kind of mausoleum that, you know, like he basically, I guess he must like dispose of the dead, you know, dead people, like a caretaker here. Death is knocking at their door. Very, pretty good movie, really. It's a Shout studio here as well. It's probably why I liked it. I like a lot of the Shout titles. It's from 2018. Really long to read. I'd rather not get wrapped up into that just because of my little rant at the beginning. It might make it clock in, and I don't know. Like I say, you can go over my rant. If you don't want to hear my rant on what I said early on, by all means, skip ahead. I don't, you know, it's just I had to get it off my chest. It has behind-the-scenes featurette, deleted scenes, script-to-screen comparison, and trailers. But that's I'll Take Your Dead. I'd recommend this movie if you get a chance to watch it. I liked it. I liked the whole movie was really, you know, like an interesting watch. There wasn't nothing bad in it at all. Next up, I got the Unbidden or Unbidden. I think it's like Unbidden. Ambitious and Unnerving Frights. It says Peter Martin from Screen Anarchy here. The Past Never Dies. This is a Viva Pictures as well from 2016. Mystery novelist Lauren Lee is being hunted by an evil spirit. With her life falling apart, Lauren enlists her close friends to perform a seance to exorcise Lauren from the spirit. When the exorcism backfires, a mystery man appears and takes the women on a dark and crooked journey through the past, revealing a shocking betrayal and a disturbing secret. So, looks like it could be kind of spooky here on this one. That's the Unbidden, or the Unbidden. However you want to pronounce it. And then next up, I got a movie from starring Ben Dickey, Aaliyah Shawkat, Josh Hamilton, Charlie Sexton, and Chris Christopherson. It's a film by Ethan Hawke. It's called Blaze, the true story behind the Texas outlaw country music legend. Kind of remember this movie. This too was a shout, an IMC film, financed film here, 2018. Special features audio commentary by director Ethan Hawke and behind the scenes featurette, as well as a trailer. An experience that opens your ears, your eyes, and your heart, says Variety. Gem of a country musician movie, says RogerEbert.com. So it's getting heavily endorsed here. Basically, it's about the inspired story of Blaze Foley, or played by Ben Dickey here. About a songwriting legend of the outlaw music movement that gave the world the likes of Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson. So he basically he paved the way for those artists, Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard. I'm not awfully big on Willie Nelson, but I love a lot of Merle Haggard songs. I'm not. It's not that I don't like Willie Nelson's voice. I just I don't really know much from him. I do know he popped up in a commercial that now has him singing a Sesame Street song, "Rainbow Connection." I think that's the name of the song. But he that's the last that's the most recent thing I've heard on Willie Nelson. But I gotta commend him. He's really hanging on there. He's really got to be getting up there, and he's still doing music. I mean, hats off to him for that. Next up, I got Gato, the movie, America's Most Wanted. This is a Viva Pictures as well, from 2010. When a lovable but troublemaking cat, Gato, falls in love with Agatha, he auditions to be the next feline TV star to win her heart and prove his worth. But will Gato be able to handle the fame and also fend off the challengers to Agatha's heart? So this kind of has a Heathcliff mixed with Garfield animated feel to it here. The idea with the cat and stuff. I think they kind of went their own way with making his cheeks big and kind of like making him stand outish. But I think Gato is basically cat in Spanish, or some. I mean, if you read it, it kind of sounds like cat when you Gato. Caturo, Gato. It kind of has that Garfield and Heathcliff feel to it here, and it's widescreen on this, 90 minutes. A lot of Viva pictures in this wave or phase or whatever you want to call it. I don't label stuff that comes into the stores. It is what it is. It's new stock. It comes into the store. I don't like everybody using the word phase or wave or whatever. It should be what it is. It's new stock is what it's. I worked as a stock clerk. It's stock clerking stuff that comes in, so it's stock. But this is Gato, the movie. Pretty interesting title there. But I'm glad I got the stuff off my chest, and I'm doing really good with these, and I'm not stressed no more. Elf on the Run. Viva Kids here. Just like past ones. I think I've gotten this before too, but I showed it again because in case people out there don't watch each volume or whatever. 73 minutes is my problem with it. It's very short. I think these good animated ones are usually 90 minutes or somewhere around there. And not that this ain't going to be good, but it'll feel like more than sit down and it'll be over. That's what I don't like. But I think I've read this before, and that's Elf on the Run. I make note that like all these Viva tend to have the four little windows and the like the still shots of certain parts in the movie, which I think is kind of unique. I like it. It's different. And then next up, I got a horror film here. It says Evil Never Dies, but like all horror films, it never really does die anyway, so really no need to put that tagline. It's called Witchcraft. Really cool cover here. It's from the BBC. Looks like it says 100. either 185 or 105. I would assume it's 185 there, based on what it looks. Professor Jamie Matheson has chosen to base his new film script on Ezekiel Ophelia, the 17th century man deemed the witch finder of Edgbaston, who was hung, drawn, and quartered on charges of treason and witchcraft. Returning to his old university, Jamie seeks help from Professor Alan Oakfield, a man utterly obsessed with the time period. As disturbing events begin to unfold around the professor, Jamie is left to wonder if this is just an obsession or something more sinister. So, I don't know if this is like a kind of like a mini series from the BBC at that with that length. It kind of comes off like the old ABC miniseries that they do, because it does clock. If that's really 185 minutes, which it looks like it is, I'd take it to 3 hours and 15 minutes. So very possible this was a two-parter. You know, kind of like when you were in school and the teacher would show that really long, uh, like really long movie. Like, say your teacher wanted to show you uh, Gettysburg. You'd watch it one half, one class, and try to watch what you could the second class, and you'd never really get to watch the whole thing, which kind of made it no point of doing it unless you did it in 3 parts. You know, that's what I would do, just so kids would have time to watch it. But that's Witchcraft. And then next up, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment Academy Award winner, nominated animation, cinema favorites. 13 shorts restored from the original, I guess, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, from the original source, I guess. But it's from, I'm not seeing a date, or well, 2007 it says on the back here, but I'm sure these cartoons are much older than that. Has Popeye the Sailor, Peace on Earth, The Wild Hare, Puss Gets the Boot, Superman, Hiawatha's Rabbit Hunt, Rhapsody and Ribbits, The Night Before Christmas, Blitz Wolf, Pigs in Polka Swooner Crooner, Walkie Talkie Hockey, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Mouse. And that's really not a name for it, really. It's just cinema favorites, I guess. Yeah, Academy Award winning nominated animation, I guess. Really all themed like that. Cool to see all the different characters all combobulated on the front cover. And then I got a. No, I thought maybe this is a Grindstone Pictures release here. It's Future World. This is very, very much Mad Max, like a cheap knockoff of Mad Max. It happens to star James Franco, Lucy Liu, and Mila Jovovich here. Basically, a young man searches a dangerous future world wasteland for a rumored cure that will save his dying mother. So there's a I don't know if there's I can't remember if there's like a plague going around, kind of much like what's going on now, and he's looking for the cure or whatever. But he very much plays a bad guy in this, which he can play some really bad guys when he wants to. So I recommend this one as well. This is an Emporium recommend here, so grab this if you see it. I liked it. I thought it was really fun. Had that, like I said, that Mad Max feel to it. And then next up, I got another animated one here called Rabbit School, A Guardian of the Golden Eggs. This must be, this is a Viva as well, because it's set up the same way in the back. It's 76 minutes here. Basically, like it says, it's about golden eggs, and it is what it is. It's probably going to be pretty good because it is from Viva Pictures, so can't go wrong with their titles. I've pretty much liked all the ones that I've seen that I've got in this stock phase. But this is I'm sure going to be really good. It's got to be better than Easter Bunny Adventure that we watched a few months back. That was terrible. I'd rate it up there with a real Puss in Boots that William Shatner was in. The movie was just, the rabbit just kept saying, "Can you tell me another story?" And he'd say it in a really weird voice, and he kept repeating it. After a while, man, my daughter's like, "We don't want to hear any more stories." And next up here is Gangster Squad. Now this is for the Blu-ray portion of the video. Josh Brolin, Ryan Gosling, Nick Nolte, Emma Stone, and Sean Penn as Mickey Cohen. Cohen. Gangster Squad, like I said. Really happy to get this with that cast. I don't think I've ever heard of this movie. It's rated R. Must have went under the radar for me. I don't remember it being in theaters either. It's from 2013. Like I said, rated R. 113 minutes on this one. It has a commentary with the director, Gangland Files, the setup, Rogues Gallery, Tough Guys with Style, and deleted scenes. And there's Emma Stone on the back in red to match her hair color. But give you a better look there. She kind of looks a little bit like Jessica Rabbit in that video, or in that back cover there. And then Stuart Townsend and Aaliyah, God rest her soul. Aaliyah, Queen of the Damned, the mother of all vampires. Some reason the slip came out a little bit here. This cover kind of reminds me of kind of like the Voodoo Queen and the song Voodoo by Godsmack. The lady Aaliyah here kind of like dressed like the women in that video. I think this was I want to say this was supposed to be like I don't know if this was supposed to be a spin-off. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Lestat, the character from Interview with a Vampire, more or less. I don't know if this was before that or after, but Lestat in Interview with a Vampire, it wasn't played by Tom Cruise in this, I don't believe. No. That character that played in Interview with a Vampire is supposed to be in this as well, from what I'm reading here. And I remember there was some kind of connection between Interview with a Vampire and Queen of the Damned here. I think this was supposed to be a sequel, which it got lambasted for when it came out. I think it got a lot of hate. I'm not sure if she got a lot of hate or if the movie did. I can't remember that, but I believe it's from 2002, but it hit Blu-ray here in 2012, so took it a decade to get to Blu-ray. So, but at least now I have it. But my only problem was when I took the wrapper off, it had a break in the case there, which stinks, but more or less I got for my wife. I showed her. She wasn't too happy, but it is what it is. Can't be helped sometimes, but at least it didn't, and the thing is, it didn't hurt the cover art at all with that piece being broke out there. But it's Queen of the Damned, and there's the back. Kind of has that From Dusk Till Dawn feel with it as well, the way the vampirist lady looks in that. And then next up, I got Batman Forever with Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, Nicole Kidman, and Chris O'Donnell. The usual suspects here. Well, outside of, who portrays Batman and stuff, but Chris O'Donnell was, in it. He'd been in other ones, and this one got a lot of decent amount of hate, but I had fun with this one. And I think this is the one that had the Seal song. Maybe it isn't. Kiss from a Rose? Yeah. This is one that has a Kiss from a Rose. I really love that song by Seal. It fit the film really well. I love the music video they did for that. The special features has commentary by Joel Schumacher, who got a lot of I don't know, to me, he got a lot of hate for this. Well, it's more with Batman and Robin, but I don't know. They were, to me, they still are pretty alright. I mean, they're not on the level as the Michael Keaton one, but was it ever gonna be? I mean, it had Jack Nicholson, and I think sometimes people's expectations for things are a little too high. Had Riddle Me This, Why is Batman Forever? Shadows of the Bat, The Cinematic Saga of the Dark Knight Part 5. Steel Kiss from a Rose music video, which I'm really happy to have that on here. The Heroes and the Villains Profile Galleries and a theatrical trailer. Now, Val Kilmer got a lot of unwarranted hate for Batman, I think. I don't understand it. I thought him and George Clooney did pretty good. I mean, they were not on the level of Michael Keaton, maybe. But I still think that honestly, I think they did a good job for, I'm honestly, I think them two are better choices than Edward from Twilight going to be the new Batman. I don't like that pairing. I don't know why they went that direction. I'm not hating on Batman or anything. He's a cool character, but I just don't know if I would have had Robert Pattinson play an upcoming Batman. And I really wasn't all that big on what's his name? Oh, Ben Affleck as Batman either. To me, the best Batmans were Michael Keaton and Christian Bale. To me, those were my overall favorite Batman. People can complain about Bale, but I mean, he brought a badassery to Batman, and I liked his kind of dirty Harry approach to Batman, where he had a deep, grouchy voice, and you could tell he wasn't nobody to mess with. But this is Batman Forever. Very much maligned movie in the series, and I don't know why, because Jim Carrey was great in it. Tommy Lee Jones was good as Two-Face. I don't know. I never had a problem with it. I admit maybe Batman and Robin was kind of bad at times, but I liked the color the colors that they used in that film. Like the cinematography for that film was great. I loved everything in it, like the way it was shot. It's just the story was a little weak, in the execution. But outside of that, it was really good. Next up is a Michael Bean, Cody Hackman here, and Christoph Savinsky, and Anderson Silva. It's called Tapped Out. He lost everything except the will to fight. Sue Mission, I guess. Saying martial arts prodigy Michael Shaw is sentenced to community service at a rundown karate school where he gets back into the discipline of the sport. During a local MMA fight, he encounters a man who killed his family a decade ago. His decision to get revenge involves going behind his karate master's back to train and compete in the upcoming MMA tournament. When he goes to toe-to-toe in the ring with his parents' killer, he won't stop until the last punch knocks his opponent to the ground, leaving him tapped out. Very limited features for the Blu-ray here, but it very much sounds like best of the best here. Probably not on that level. They did score Michael Bean, which is a plus. This is a Blu-ray DVD combo as well. It did score Anderson Silva as well. So I'm sure it's not too bad. Probably like a guilty pleasure kind of thing, kind of like a Steven Seagal film that went to video. Probably and a Van Damme, that kind of thing. Kind of much like not the budget, but has its charming elements as well. Like the throwback '80s feel and probably the fighting scenes and stuff. But yeah. There's the back. And I got one more to show, and I'm sorry about the length of this video. It was about the first 10 minutes was me ranting on things right now, but I apologize. Once again, I'm sorry if that offended anybody. I don't think I did. I was just calling it for what it was. And then lastly here is always be yourself unless you can be Batman, the Lego Batman movie. It's from DC here. I actually like this better than the Lego movie itself. I didn't really think the Lego movie was all that great. I think the stuff here with Batman was very fun. It was something different. It focused on one or two main characters throughout, whereas Lego focused on way too many people or characters, and I think that was too much. It was too overwhelming. You had the God with Morgan Freeman. It had way too many characters to focus on. I was almost getting like, not like motion sickness, but like, I don't know what you want to call it. It was like very overwhelming in the theater with the Lego Batman movie, or not Lego Batman movie, but Lego movie. This one, at least it was about something. It was about Batman, and the villainy that goes on in Gotham. But that's my haul for this video. And once again, I do apologize about the rant. And if it comes off very ranty, I had to get it off my chest. Sometimes it's best to spill what's going on inside of you than let it build up. And that's what I did here. And I've calmed down now. I'll probably be making another Dollar Tree video in a couple of days, but that's the Emporium 17 that I'm showing this morning. I still got more whole bag over there, another whole smaller box there, and an actual the white box, the Dollar Tree, has the whole thing's filled with movies still. So don't fret, this isn't over by any means. There's still a lot to show. I'm hearing a report that there's a Evil Dead 1 and 2 on Blu-ray out there now, and if anybody can find that, you're lucky to get it. I know somebody that's looking for that. I'd be looking for it too as well, even though I think I own them on DVD, but I wouldn't mind upgrading the first couple, for the video transfer, probably a little better. But if anyone out there knows, just leave a comment in the comments, and I'll get in touch with the person that's looking for it, and maybe you guys can set up a deal with him or something. But thanks for watching, and thanks for watching, subscribing as much as you've been lately. It's up to around 150. And I'd like to thank everyone that's been a part of this since the beginning. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. See you later. Bye.